and Mr. Steyn.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. I'm not a scientist. I'm an author, and I'm also one of the 7 billion people on this planet that the governments assembled in Paris currently are presuming to determine the future of. So I have an interest in that as much as anybody else. I've listened to the examples that Senator Peters and Senator Nelson gave of toxic infestation in Michigan water and tidal flooding in the streets of Miami Beach. Nothing agreed at Paris is going to do anything for that. If you expect the agreement at Paris to end the tidal flooding in Miami Beach, you're going to be waiting a long time. So if you want to do something about the tidal flooding in Miami Beach, the mayor of Miami Beach and the governor of Florida are the guys who should get together and do it. This body is called the Subcommittee, I believe the full name, on Science, Space and Competitiveness. And the most important competitiveness in any healthy society is competitiveness in ideas. That is how ideas are tested, and that is how good ideas win out over bad. And only a very weak idea demands that it must be protected from any criticism. Professor Ivar Javer, the Nobel Prize winner. By the way, when I say he's a Nobel Prize winner, I mean he's a real one. He won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1973, not a fraudulent Nobel Prize winner, like, unfortunately, large members of Rear Admiral Titley's faculty, Michael Mann, Richard Alley, William Easterling, all of whom have falsely claimed to be Nobel Prize winners on an industrial scale, as have many other climate scientists. There's never been a misrepresentation of credentials on this scale. It used to be a very serious business, but apparently it's not when your cause is, quote, saving the planet. But it is a revealing. It is this misrepresentation of credentials by people falsely claiming to be Nobel laureates is revealing, because it gets to the heart of the problem here. That they are attempting to cloak the science in an authority that it does not, in fact, possess. At any rate, Professor Javer has compared the global warming orthodoxy to a hypothesis that you're not allowed to question. And it's gone beyond that in recent years. It's not only that you're not allowed to falsify the hypothesis, that the hypothesis is not, in fact, falsifiable, but that if you do, you suffer very serious consequences. Professor Christie and Professor Curry are very brave individuals, and they were very mild in their remarks about what Congressman Grijalva did when he sent out a disgraceful letter that no citizen representative in a parliament of a free society should be sending out to free individuals, demanding things like hotel expenses and email communication going back a decade. It was an absolutely disgraceful letter, and it represents the next stage of big climate enforcement. Your colleague, Senator Whitehouse, has called for the RICO laws about racketeering, to be used against those who disagree with him on climate science. When you need that, you're not dealing with science. You're effectively enforcing a state ideology. The Attorney General of New York is currently using securities law to do an end run around the First Amendment to chastise enemies of his who do not agree with him on the climate science. To take a milder example, Rear Admiral Titley has said that it is time, when it comes to global warming, it's time for the politicking to stop. Well, when you're calling for the politicking to stop, that is itself politicking, such as the Democrats on this committee who appeared at a press conference a couple of hours ago under a sign saying the debate is ended. I learned from Canada in the battle I fought over free speech that Senator Cruz mentioned. I learned to always listen very carefully when someone is telling you to shut up. And although Rear Admiral Titley and the Democrat senators are doing it far more politely than Senator Whitehouse and Congressman Grijalva and the Attorney General of New York, what they're telling you is that this idea is so weak it cannot be subjected to the normal, vigorous debate of free society. So I thank this subcommittee for allowing at least to recognise that there is a divergence of opinion, the science is not settled, and the climate system of this planet is too complex for the slogans of cartoon climatology we're currently seeing in Paris. Thank you very much.